Welcome back. Today I'm going to be playing a Bant rep deck I saw that Lou Laskin had played some with. It's pretty cool. Like it's a Urban Evolution style Verdant Haven ramp deck with a bunch of little early protection in these 3-drops for mono red. It's got I haven't played too much with it because mostly when I tried to test it a bunch I would just keep playing its mono red, so mono red is not the only deck in the format, but sometimes it feels like it. But basically, we've got some early ramp in. Gatecreep Run isn't really ramp, it's just early protection and gets you lands. But the Verdant Havens and the Urban Evolutions are the main draws of the deck. Verdant Haven gets you a turn ahead, and it's not completely dead against mono red because it does gain 2 life. So you'll usually gain 2 life and then play something else in the later turns, or slam it on turn 3 for a follow-up verdict or something. It does not shine in the mono red matchup. It's more for longer games, but it lets you play. It lets you get more value out of your Sphinx's Revelations, let you play your Armada Worms and your Angels faster. The Urban Evolutions are a way to refill. I'm playing 4 Urban Evolutions instead of 2 Sphinx's Revelation, because the main theme deck is, of course, ramping, so you playing the extra lands is good, and the 3 cards for 5 mana is a better rate than Sphinx's Revelation anyway, that you, of course, don't gain life. And it's got some control elements, like the charms. Lou Laskin played something like 3 Selesnya charms, but it was never really that good for me. It's mostly just a 2/2 knight, and sometimes you use it to exile a creature. You never use it for the +2/+2 ability. So I'd rather have Azorius Charm if I'm just going to make 2/2 knights. I think Azorius Charm is much better early defense, because you've got lifelink and the condemn mode, which is much better, in my opinion. Smiters, it's mostly a defensive thing. Usually you just try to stall until you can drop these fatties. It's not the Urban Evolution, but the Armada Worms and the Angels of Serenity. So we have Jace, Supreme Verdicts, and Smiters. Mostly is just filler stall cards. Very strong filler. Smiter's a very good card. It's good at blocking, it's good at attacking. But 3 mana for 4/4 is basically impossible to get through in this format. Not impossible. You can always Mortars it or Dreadbore it, but creature-wise, it's pretty much the biggest thing around. Anywhere from 1 to 4 mana. Even Reckoner doesn't get through it. It will eventually die, though Smiter does get taken down. Jason Verdicts, just stable control cards. Probably Jace, probably my favorite card in this format. It's a really sweet card. Actually, it's not true. I like Nightveil Spectre a lot, but and the land base is pretty simple. I've got 3 Guildgates, 1 of each of the Bant colors ones for my Gatecreep Vines. I've got 4 of each dual land, 3 of each basic land, except for 4 forests. So that's it for the main deck. The sideboard is pretty rough. It basically didn't change Lose at all. It's got Syncopates and Dispels for the control matchup, just to counter their spells. Obviously, you don't want to lose the counter war. It's actually also got Sylvan Primordials for the control matchup. If you don't know what this card does, it's a 6/8 for 7 with reach, and when it enters the battlefield, you can kill a non-creature permanent that they control, and you search for a forest as well. The forest thing is just gravy. You mostly use it to... what'll happen in the longer matchups is you will play your Primordials, or you'll play your Angels, and get their Angels and stuff, and blah blah blah. And then they'll Detention Sphere your Angels, or your Armada Worms or something, or your Jaces. They'll Detention Sphere something, and then later on in the game you'll play a Sylvan Primordial and get it back. That's basically the whole idea behind the deck, or the control matchup at least. In my experience, it's not really good against anything else, but it's very good against control. It's another huge threat that will give you an additional threat. Against mono red, or just aggressive matchups in general, I have Centaur Healers and Blind Obedience. I'm not sure Blind Obedience is the correct answer for early defense, I guess, against Mono Red. Because it's kind of slow and you need it. This deck's not black, so you only can use white mana to power up your Extort. So it's pretty limited. But I don't really know what you can put in place of it. Like, I don't like Selesnya Charm more than it. So I think Blind Obedience is a good way you can come from behind. And once you put in the Centaur healers, I think you have enough early defense against Mono Red that you don't really require Blind Obedience to do anything early. It's just mostly patches you up in the Ash Zealot and basically the Ash Zealot haste turns of the game, where it saves you a little life off haste creatures and then just gains you some life over time. But yeah, that's the deck. So I'm not sure how it'll go actually. As I've said, I've really only tested against Mono Red because it seems every time I queue up for block events, I just get placed against Mono Red every time. Since for some reason everyone loves that deck. I don't think it's that good. I've played it because I don't think it's that good. But, you know, a lot of people like it and it wins a lot of events, so I'm probably going to play against it 4 times daily. But I'll see y'all in round 1.